in the Meadowlands. Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the New York Giants. This earlier in the week, PJ, opened 3.5 Sunday night, and it got bet all the way out to 5.5 when we got the news that Daniel Jones will now be benched for Tommy DeVito. And ever since today, we have now gone from 5.5 to 6 because Mike Evans, the Buccaneers all-pro wide receiver, is back on the practice field. And also some really good news for their offensive line. Tristan Wirfs, the Bucs left tackle, is on the practice field as well, practicing in limited fashion, which bodes well for his chances to play on Sunday. We've seen a little bit of movement towards the under with the quarterback change for the Giants, but it's been all Tampa money all throughout the week as we now sit at 6. PJ, does this make you want to do anything in this game between the Bucs and the G-Men?
Yeah, I kind of like the Giants a little bit at the +6. I just think this is too much of a move. You have both teams coming off a bye. But come on, Femi, it's Tommy Cutlet season, baby. We're taking the 6 with Tampa here. Baker's been awesome so far this season, and having Evans back, the offense should be able to put up some points. I never bet the Giants at home when Daniel Jones is the quarterback. I never do it. They are so unwatchable. That offense never scores a touchdown, and I'll never bet them at home. But now that DeVito's the quarterback, I kind of don't hate it, especially getting 6. I think they could keep this game close. So I think Tampa wins. Everybody's going to be putting Tampa in their teasers, just teasing them down to the money line. I think the Giants can hang around and keep this game close. Again, Femi, not all terrible teams are created equal in terms of their motivation at this point of the year, right? You have certain teams like Jacksonville, like Tennessee, where you're just totally worried about them just completely just falling apart. I think the Giants are still battling, though, because they know that the coaching staff, players, a lot of guys are playing for jobs, not necessarily for the Giants, but maybe other teams around the league. So I think they're going to give a good effort. I think they're going to battle. And, I just think it's too many points. I think this line's just going too far the other way. So I'll take the Giants +6.
I'm in full agreement with you. Both of these teams are coming off the bye. There's nothing that could have happened over the last couple of weeks that's going to make it go out this much. And you might argue and say, all right, well, they benched Daniel Jones for Tommy DeVito. Well, Daniel Jones was playing one of the worst quarterbacks in the league. DeVito can't be that much worse than Daniel Jones. And we've also seen Tommy DeVito play in the regular season. He's not coming in sight unseen. He has experience playing regular season football. So at 6, it's Giants or pass for me, and it's actually just Giants. I'm going to take the +6. I have not bet this yet because I want to see, do we ever get to 6.5? Do we get to 7? Probably not 7, but you never know. There could be people that just love Tampa Bay in this spot, just given the fact that the Bucs could be that second half surge team. I think they are. I think Tampa actually wins the division, so I'm hoping Tampa wins this game, but I'm hoping they win by a field goal because I do like the New York Giants plus the 6 at home against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Let's go over to the AFC North, though. The Vikings at the Chicago Bears. Bears coming off of that heartbreaking loss last Sunday to the Green Bay Packers. But the Bears have been getting bet all throughout this week. This opened 4. Now we're down to 3.5 even money, and there's even a 3 out there in the market with Minnesota, the road favorite. The total has kind of bounced back and forth between 40 and 39.5, but that movement on the side, PJ, money coming in on Chicago, a week after nobody wanted anything to do with the Bears. Do you agree with that movement? Does that make you want to bet anything in this game, Vikings at the Bears?
No, I'm staying away from the spread. I can see why people would like Chicago in this game. Minnesota's got their 3rd straight road game. Bears offense looked as good as it's looked in a while under Caleb last week. Femi, I think my favorite play is taking Chicago's team total under, though, at 17.5 at -120, because I like buying into the perception of everybody thinks that now that Waldron's gone, Caleb looked good, the offense was able to move the football, maybe they figured something out. But Caleb Williams going against Brian Flores and all the different looks that he's going to get him, that's not something that I like for Caleb at all. And even with how well the Bears played last week, they were only able to score 19 points in that game. So I think betting the under 17.5 for Chicago, -120, I think that's a good look. I think the full game under as well. You mentioned that dipped about a point. I think that's a good look. Had to bet the game, would probably side with Chicago. It does feel like a 3-point game, but more so, I like betting that Bears team total under and full game under as well.
All right, let's try to get a couple more in here. We'll go to the Sunday marquee game in the afternoon, the 49ers at the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay, a 2-point favorite, total 47.5. But earlier today, we did see money coming in on San Francisco. This was 2.5. Now it's sitting there at 2. Money came in on the under yesterday, going from 48.5 to 47.5. Does this make you want to do anything in this game? Obviously, Jair Alexander did not practice today. Neither did Nick Bosa for the 49ers, who's coming off of that oblique injury that he suffered in the second half against the Seattle Seahawks.
I mean, this is one of my favorite bets of the week. I love San Francisco. I really do. I think they're going to play one of their best games this season. They've kind of been to a version like the NFC version of the Bengals. You know, like they really haven't beaten any good teams, and they've been kind of losing to all the good teams and finding ways to lose. But they got to win this game because their schedule down the stretch. After this game, they're at Buffalo, home against Chicago, home against the Rams, at Miami, home against Detroit, and then they finish the season at Arizona, which maybe could be for the division. So they really don't have many let-ups on their schedule. They got to steal one of these games. And if there's one thing I know about San Francisco over the last 7-8 years, the two teams that they always play well, the Dallas Cowboys and the Green Bay Packers. They just always play well against those two teams, and I think they're going to play well against the Packers again on Sunday. So really a must-win game for the Niners. They can't go below 500. I think they step up. I think they win the game outright, so I love San Francisco.
PJ loving the Niners. Also important to note from an injury standpoint, George Kittle back on the practice field. He is going to play this upcoming Sunday. So that's a big, big get for the 49ers after not having Kittle last Sunday in their loss to the Seattle Seahawks. Last game here in this segment that we want to get to, PJ, Sunday Night Football, Eagles at the Rams. This is a Ramily show, PJ. I am the captain of the Ramily ship. I love the Rams, but this Sunday up against a really good Eagles team that has been red hot over the past 6-7 weeks. Philadelphia is between a 2.5 and 3-point favorite. Totals at 49, but it looks like we're ready to come up with 3 pretty much everywhere, PJ. Does that make you want to do anything in the Sunday night game?
Yeah, I mean, maybe a little bit. I was kind of leaning towards the Eagles. You know, they've really been playing well ever since Sirianni was jawing at the fans at the end of that Cleveland game. They've been really good. Their defense has been playing really well. Hurts looks healthy again. Obviously, having A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith back has certainly helped. It's going to be a really good football game. I think the Rams in a teaser are a great bet. I think this is a one-score game. I would expect the Rams and the Niners really to play with urgency this week, Femi, because Seattle plays Arizona, and obviously with all those teams battling in the NFC West, knowing that one of those teams have to lose, the Rams and San Francisco obviously can gain ground on somebody. So it's going to be a competitive game. I think Philly wins. If I had to decide, I'd probably take a -3, but I like the Rams in a teaser. I think it's a one-score game.
Yeah, you could tease the Rams up to 8.5 there, as PJ said. That'll get you above the touchdown. Could be a valuable bet to make. I didn't mess with the teaser. I just took +3, and I took Rams money line as well. I think the Rams win this game. This feels to me like the sell high spot for the Philadelphia Eagles. And as like the captain of the Ramily, yeah, of course, I'd love to see the Rams win. But this is almost like opponent agnostic. I think that regardless whoever the Philadelphia Eagles were going to play this week, after the extra rest, Thursday Night Football, they beat the Commanders. It just feels like they've been playing so well for so long that eventually a clunker is coming right around the corner. I'm hoping it's this upcoming Sunday, but I do think we'll see the Eagles take just a little bit of a step back. This is not going to be a full season indictment of the Philadelphia Eagles. I think just for 1 week, we maybe see the Eagles not have their best game defensively and maybe offensively, which has kind of looked a little bit clunky whenever they're not getting the ball to Saquon Barkley. I think the Rams can take advantage of that, and I think the Rams pull off the small upset at home in primetime.